Okay, this is my, I guess I'd call it my Father's Day project. I'm going to try to enter it into the June challenge for the Graphic 45 June challenge. So, to date so far, this is my only Graphic 45 paper, and it's the Olde Curiosity Shoppe. And don't get me wrong, I love their paper, but all the ones that I really want were discontinued right after I started scrapbooking, or paper crafting, or, yes, paper crafting. We're going to stick with that. So I've had a hard time finding them. I can't find that curtain call. I love that. And the tropical travelogue. Now I know that's still available, but I have yet to jump out there and get it, and I really, really want to. So this is one of those altered book boxes, except for it's not altered because I actually made the book box also. So I did some stills at the beginning of some of the pattern pieces that I used, and I used pattern pieces loosely because it's just something I sketched out. So I started by covering it with the paper that has the bikes on it, and I'm not sure what that one's called, but I've got a piece of it right here. Oh, look at me. This one. And Race for Time is the title of this page. So I used that to cover the book covers, and then for the spine it's just some black cardstock that I have, some black solid core cardstock, and I ran it through my Big Shot, and the lordy, I think the name of the embossing folder as a Cuddle Bug is Swirls. Sorry about that. It's called Divine Swirl. And you'd think with only 2 embossing folders I'd be able to just run the name off really quick, but my brain's just too packed. That's all I can say. So the postcard piece here is from the paper collection, and so is the stamp and the little tag on the strap on the book, as well as the title, Olde Curiosity Shoppe. And I've gone and put glossy accents on some of the bottles, on the crow and the number 1. I did a little crackle accents on the bigger numbers on the placket. I know that has a name. My brain is just mush today. I had my grandson the last couple of days, so that's probably why. Why is it that a 6-year-old grandson can wear you out way worse than your kids ever did? So, there's just some glossy accents on the number, N-O, on the little placket. A glossy accent of the jar on the frog, and the eye on the postcard. And I used vintage photo distress ink on all of the edges of everything, and I distressed the postcard with my craft knife. Up here at the top is a clock button that was part of the chipboard embellishments that go with this collection, and I used crackle accents on it and the eye chart, which was one of the stickers from the collection. The 2 little cog gears, whatever you call those, I got those in a rack, and I believe they came from Lydia. So I don't know what brand they are. The little brads in the center are seriously those school brads, the brass school brads like you get at the dollar store, and I just put embossing powder on them. And it's the Ranger embossing powder, and it's the copper. Love this stuff. I know there's all kinds of embossing powders out there, but those are the only ones I have. So, you gotta like what you got, right? So I'll use those there on the placket, placard? I don't even know. And on the little cog gears. The button came in a rack from Beth. Hey, Beth. Beth's scrapbook room. And I love it. It's so grungy and yummy. The little strips here. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. On the spine, I also rubbed over with my Versamark and sprinkled some of the embossing powder on there. And then I went back with my Lindy Stamp Gang spray in the Mission Bells Brown, which actually has kind of a copper undertone to it, which I really, really like. So that's what gave it the, it's got an overall sheen to it, even though most of the copper is on the swirls. And this little strip is just a piece of chipboard, and I just made a little hot glue, like fake rivets. And again, I sprayed that with the same Mission Bells Brown. And then I just went back with my, wow. It's actually Lumineer, but I don't know what the color is. It's a Lumineer paint. That's all I can tell you. Okay, and then on the spine, it has the same Olde Curiosity Shoppe, and that's from the paper. And I did the crackle accents on that. And I popped it up on pop dots on a piece of this same cardstock that the spine is made out of. Oh, and then around the edge, my book pages. Yes, you know I did it with gesso. I did a couple of coats of thick gesso on there, and then just used one of my scrubby paint brushes. You know, the really kind of rough ones. Got kind of stiff bristles. I used that to make the lines to make it look like paper. And then I sprayed it with a little of the Mission Bells Brown, and then I went back and blotted it off a little bit. So I did that all the way around. And then I took my Distress ink in the Vintage Photo again and put a little bit of it on a makeup sponge. And I did a little distressing to make it a little darker at the edges. So that's what that looks like. Goodness. And then, because I didn't think about it ahead of time, I didn't put the magnet under the paper, so I just used a piece of Velcro. And he's already seen it and didn't like the Velcro, but he's just going to throw his change in here, so. On the inside, I used the cover page, not the cover page, but, you know, the first page out of the collection. And again, I put some glossy accents on the bottles and on the clocks. You're not going to be able to tell on the clocks. So that's on the inside. And then on the inside of the cover, I used the side B of one of the pages that's polka dots, which I also did on the inside. And I took another piece of the embossed cardstock and made a belly band, I guess you'd say, and put, this is out of the cutouts, this strip of butterflies, and I used crackle accents on the butterflies. It really turned out cute. And again, I used 4 of those brads just to make it look like it's attached instead of just glued on there. And then, if I can do this, I made some tag tickets out of the cutouts and some of the stickers. This is one of the cutouts, and again I used glossy accents on the lettering and crackle accents on the butterfly. And one of the little ticket cutouts, crackle accents on the bike. Again, oh, and I just dressed the edges with my craft knife. And on these I put glassy accents. I put glossy accents on all the eyes in the background. On this one, it's on the bottles. Distress the edges, vintage photo. And then this one is one of the stickers. And I backed it onto a piece of that embossed cardstock. And I put crackle accents on his wings and regular glossy accents on his body. So, that, well, is almost it. He didn't want anything that said Dad or... Because our kids, of course, my son's grown and moved out, so nobody calls him Dad. I don't call him Dad. I always joke that we call each other Hey You. So it used to be my joke for years. He called me Hey You. So the other thing I made was a bookmark. I thought a bookmark went with a book, even if it's a book box. So. And if you knew my husband, he has a very, very, very large, cheesy mustache. And because he's going gray, I thought I would make it silver. He hasn't seen this, so he may not appreciate that part too much, but I did it anyway. So this is, again, some of the cutouts from the paper, and I used just one on one side and one on the other. And I thought this was funny because it says cabinet of unique, celebrated, complete oddities. That's my husband. He's a cabinet of unique, celebrated, complete oddities. Too true. Curiosity, whimsical, and authentic. Unusual. Oh yeah, that describes him to a T. So, again, I used some of the Ranger embossing powder in the silver on the mustache and the little cheapy brads, because I have no brads, and I have about 6 of those left, so I've got to get some. So, again, I used the vintage photo to distress the edges, but I didn't put the little brads on the back because obviously, like I said, I have about 6 left and I don't want to use them. And I thought it might get a little thick if you wanted to put it in a book, if it had brads on both sides. So, there it is. I'm so excited. It really, really turned out so much better than I expected it to. I love the way the pages turned out. I had a friend come over, and the minute she saw it, she goes, "Oh, that is an awesome book. Did you make that?" She thought it was a book. She thought it was really a book. So she goes, "Oh my gosh, if you ever make me anything, I want one of these." So, future project. Alright, I think that's it. I think I showed everything. Oh, on the mustache, I just swapped my Versamark pad over the raised bits of the mustache and embossed it with that silver embossing powder. And then I sprayed it with the Silent Night Silver. And I don't know if y'all caught the update from Lindy Stamp Gang. They're going to retire a bunch of their sprays, and especially a lot of them were the Starburst sprays. So if you have a favorite or whatever, you might go check. I think they said you have till the end of August to get an order in for those before they put out a whole bunch of new ones. So isn't that going to be exciting? I'm looking forward to that already. So, but I got to go get me some golden lump of coal because I said I could use that on everything. So, alright, there it is. I had lots of fun with this one, so if I can get my computer to cooperate and I can get a photo uploaded of this, I'm going to enter it, like I said, into the Graphic 45 June Challenge. Honor a man in your life. So, the man in my life has been the man in my life for 32 years, 33 years, 33 years. Wow. It'll be our 29th wedding anniversary in September, so love you, baby. There it is. Alright, holler at y'all later. Bye now.